All right. I will. Friday. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Natural Solutions with dõTERRA. And today we're going to talk about oils for the outdoors. So I have a little PowerPoint here. Hopefully you can see that. If you can see it, give me a thumbs up for those of you who are on. Those of you who are re-watching this, welcome. All right. Are you seeing the oils for the outdoors slideshow? Thumbs up if you are. Are you seeing it, Mom, or no?
Yes, but I can't find a thumbs up choice.
Your finger. You have a thumb.
Raise my hand. If I raise my hand, did that work?
Yes. All right. So now we know it's working. So if you can see, oils for the outdoors, dõTERRA style. That's what we're going to talk about here. And let's go into the next slide. So some of the tips for the outdoors. These are some of the oils. I'm not going to touch on all of them. Some of them I will go a little bit more in depth on here in a second. But I wanted to kind of touch on oils for the outdoors, for active lifestyle, and for after being in the sun, and then also cooking with certain oils during the summer, because a lot of people get more into cooking during the summer or have more fresh produce and gardening. All right, so for the outdoors, one of the things I'm going to touch briefly on is Deep Blue Rub. Soothes you after a long hike. So a lot of times we're doing more activities in the summertime, and we're more active and have a more active lifestyle. So that is definitely a must-have. And then lavender is a great one for not only promoting restful sleep, because a lot of times we have busier schedules in the summer, we try to cram all this fun stuff in, or even in the end of the school year, we're cramming a lot in, we're trying to get things done. So getting sleep, lavender or serenity would be some of my recommendations. But also lavender, we're going to talk about after sun. Lavender is a great one for the skin. All right, my number one selling oil during summertime is TerraShield, because we use it for protecting ourselves from the bugs and all those pesky critters that you might get. So TerraShield is a blend of oils. We're going to talk more about that one in a little bit, because I wanted to touch more on that one and a couple others. Digestin soft gels they alleviate upset stomach. So a lot of times when you're outdoors or you're busy, you might be eating not as healthy, or you're eating more things that you haven't been eating and consuming, and that can upset your stomach and cause your metabolic processes to be kind of like, what's going on? What are you doing? So that's why we mention for the outdoors, because if you're camping or different things, you might be getting exposed to things you haven't been regularly eating. All right, the Tri-Ease seasonal blend we're going to talk more about, but it provides relief when seasonal threats are high. So we're going to talk more about that one, but it's definitely a great blend to have. Peppermint beadlets support clear breathing. They're going to support your respiratory. We're going to talk, I believe I'm going to talk more about that one in a second. Nope. The other thing I want to mention about peppermint is, again, it's going to be cooling for the skin. We're going to probably come back to that when we talk about after sun. So peppermint is a great one to have on hand, but the beadlets are going to be great for also digestive support. So if you don't have Digestin soft gels, the beadlets are great for that. And then they're also great for just helping you if you're being active. A lot of times we need to open our airways a little bit more. So taking a peppermint beadlet will help with that very quickly. All right, making sure when you're outdoors, you need to protect your lips too. So you need to make sure you're using some lip balm. dõTERRA has little lip balms, and my favorite is herbal. And you guys can tell me in a little bit which one your favorite is. If you like herbal, raise your hand on there or give me a thumbs up. All right, dõTERRA also has our toothpaste because you need to keep protecting your teeth. No matter what, you might go wide for outdoor. If you're camping, you're going to want to still bring your toothpaste with you. And dõTERRA has very nice travel size samples, which again are great for travel size. They're not just for samples, they're great during that time. So make sure you get some of those on hand. All right, if you are active and you're active year-round, these are great ones to have. In the summertime, like I mentioned, people are more active during, good job, Mom, during the summer months and even spring. And so they tend to go, okay, what else can I do to help support my body? Because my body is not used to this amount of activity. So the other thing you want to make sure you have is you've got first your lifelong vitality pack, which will help maintain overall health and wellness. It's going to help your metabolic processes, and it's going to help give you some more energy and stamina. Now, the other thing we mentioned for energy and stamina, you might be feeling a slump of the day in the afternoon. Mito 2 Max is our energy stamina complex, and it's a great one to add on to your LRP order and add in with your lifelong vitality pack, because it's going to give you that energy and stamina that you're going to need later in the day, but it's not going to have any of those caffeine effects or that sugar high and then crash. It's going to be slower release, and it's going to work with your body and not against your body, and it's going to be more a natural option for you instead of soda and sugar and all those high caffeine products out there. All right. Now, another thing, people hear Slim and Sassy Trim Shake for getting trim, right? There are people, we have a lot of active athletes that use dõTERRA, professional athletes all over, who will use the trim shakes. They will use the Lifelong and the Mito 2 Max because it helps support the body, because when you're also working out, you're tearing down muscles and rebuilding. And they're also needing some of those proteins and those good vitamins and minerals, and you're needing more as you're being active. So that's why Slim and Sassy is on there. It's not just to help you lose some of those inches on your waist, but it's supposed to help provide essential nutrients and help you manage your weight. So yes, people normally with the name will associate it for being a trim shake, when it can have some potentials of building more nutrients and giving you support to your body. All right, it's also going to help you with some of those cravings of things you probably shouldn't have, and continue to help you stay on that. If you're on a specific diet or you're trying to stick to a routine and not break some of that, it'll help with that as well. All right, again, we mentioned the deep blue rub. So we've got the lotion. That's, again, you're being active before you work out and after. You do go to the chiropractor before you get an adjustment, after you get an adjustment. Even ask your massage, if you get massages, take it with you. Ask them to put it on before a massage or during the middle of the massage, so that your body really relaxes and enjoys that, because no matter what, you're going to be detoxing, and when you're active, and your body is going to be moving and changing, and you want to support it as much as you can. All right, so our next slide here is after sun. We mentioned lavender is a great one. So after the sun, your skin's going to need to be soothed. I do have some recipes coming up later of some things you can use before you go in the sun, and some things after the sun to use, and things to use while you're out in the outdoors. So hold on tight. We'll get to those. So after sun, lavender is a great one to put on. I like to rub it in with some vitamin E oil, not with aloe vera alone. I like the lavender with the vitamin E because it's going to be very soothing, and it's going to calm your skin down. If you can't use any florals, Melaleuca is a good one. Peppermint's another good one. Okay, there's some people who can't use florals. Peppermint and Melaleuca would be some great ones to cool your skin, calm it down. So a lot of times I'll say lavender and peppermint together if you've got, you know, too much sun on your skin. Do those two together. They're really going to help calm your skin down, bring those sensations down, and be cooling. Now, peppermint is a great one to put on the back of your neck on a really hot day. I was sharing this with people at our event. Julie and I were running this weekend, and we were telling people if you use peppermint on the back of your neck because it was a warm day, it'll help cool you down a little bit, and you'll be refreshed. So Roman chamomile and helichrysum are great for the skin as well. You're going to see helichrysum in a recipe coming up. I would also add in frankincense to that, because frankincense can be calming, and when you pair it with some of your other oils, it's really good for the skin, but it's good for the body overall. So, essential oils for cooking. These are just a few that I know we tend to use more often during the summertime for different marinades for when we're grilling. We'll use it in different dressings. I'll use these oils. I also will use them in some smoothies like the wild orange, grapefruit, and the citrus. But then I also will use lemon, lime, grapefruit in water, or even peppermint, so that I'm getting those great benefits internally. So another thing I had found recently, a tip with peppermint, you can also add the peppermint to the bottom of your feet and a drop in your water to help continue to cool your body all day. So if you know you get really warm, my feet usually get really warm, especially if I'm wearing socks and shoes. Put some peppermint on the bottom of your feet and see how that helps throughout the day if you're hiking or whatnot. All right, let's see if I had any tips there. Nope. All right, so let's touch base on a few oils that I really like because I get asked all the time, what do you use for natural bug spray? And I'll get to a natural bug spray recipe in a little bit. But this is my, like I said, #1 oil this time of year to be selling. And lots of questions this past Sunday on what do I use for the outdoors? I'm getting bit. We had people who are traveling, and here in Wisconsin, they're going, you already have mosquitoes. What do I do? So Terra Shield has Lang Lang, Notka wood, I'm probably butchering that, cedarwood, catnip. So if you have cats, they will go crazy. Trust me. They'll smell it on you and they'll love you to death. Lemon eucalyptus. It's a little different than regular eucalyptus. Letzia fruit, arborvitae. We're going to talk a little bit more about that one. Vanilla bean, absolute. And then there's fractionated coconut oil, partly because some of these oils dõTERRA knows are better to be diluted because you'll get more benefit from it. Also, it's a safety issue where some of them people don't think about always diluting, and some of them need to be diluted, especially if you're applying to your skin, which this oil is applied to your skin or can be used in a diffuser. So this is not one to take internally. And then there's also tamanu seed oil as well. So it's got more of a woodsy scent to it, an herby scent if you haven't smelt it. And again, it acts as an effective and natural barrier and can be used safely by everyone.
Only if you actually remember to bring it along on the trip.
Yes. Do bring it. If you don't have it, it's not going to work. So we use this on our dog. I get questions all the time. Are the oils safe for pets? Terra Shield is safe, has been safe on our pets. We will put him on the dog. If you see here, dõTERRA did come out with a 30 ml spray bottle. So it's ready to go for you to spray. We have sprayed like our patio cushions. I've done that with the Terra Shield. I also make my own bug spray, which I'll share with you guys in a little bit. And then they have the regular 15 ml bottle. So this is our outdoor blend. Here's a tip here on the bottom if you can't see it. Spray TerraShield around your doors, windows, and seals, and tent. You might get your bugs in little tiny places, so be sure to spray it around different areas, especially if you start getting bugs this time of year coming indoors, because it will help keep that away. It's going to be a nice natural deterrent, okay? So March 1st of, I didn't say what year, I think it was this year, dõTERRA added 2 new oils to help into the blend, which was the Temnua and the Nutica. So those are some new ones. Oh, we went too far. All right. Another oil, this was in the TerraShield. This is one I highly recommend. A lot of times I add it in to my bug sprays as extra because it is a great natural insect repellent. It's arborvitae. It is, it'll protect against environmental and seasonal threats as well. So it's a great one if someone's allergic to lavender, because our Tri-Ease, we'll get to that, has lavender in it. And my blend is lemon, lavender, and peppermint for that. If people can't do that, arborvitae is a good one to add to your lavender or your lemon and your peppermint and putting on the bottom of your feet to help during those seasonal threats, okay? So it is also one that you can mix into your mulch when you're gardening, because it'll help deter some of the insects and beetles and bugs that you might get. And it also will help protect your plants that are around there. Powerful cleansing and purifying agent. So you can use it if you like that woodsy, earthy smell. You could put it in some of your cleaning products, especially this time of year, because again, you'll be spraying, it'll deter some of those bugs as well from being in your house. All right, so here is a recipe. You're gonna get some fun recipes. Oh, before we get to that, if you note, you cannot take this one internally. It is one to use for in your diffuser and on your skin, okay? So a wood polish using arborvitae is combining a 1/4 cup of olive oil, 1/4 cup of vinegar, 10 drops of arborvitae essential oil in a glass spray bottle. All right, so you're going to want to make sure you're using a spray bottle that holds 1/2 cup of liquid before you start pouring in, because you want to make sure it holds enough. All right. So this is an oil I definitely recommend having for camping, hiking, anything. It comes in a 5 ml. It's the only size, but it's a goodie. It's one that I definitely make sure I have every year and stock up on. All right, so deep blue we mentioned. Again, we mentioned applying it whenever you're working out. Just many of us are familiar, but what's in it? Wintergreen, camphor, peppermint, lang lang, helichrysum. Again, that's going to soothe your skin. Blue tansy, blue chamomile, and osmanthus essential oils. So it's more minty, it's strong. This is not the rub. We were talking about the rub lotion. If you don't have the rub, you can add a few drops of your deep blue into a lotion if you have your own lotion. And then we have our deep blue roll-ons. We have a touch version, which is more diluted than the deep blue roll-on, which is the one pictured here. So there's a touch and then a regular roll-on, and then there's the 5 ml, and then we have our lotions in a couple different sizes. So again, great for your muscles, great for any bruising you might have. People are moving this time of year. People are literally just moving in general their bodies, and they're needing a little more support. So this is a great one to have any of those times. Again, these are ones you only want to use topically. You're not putting them in the diffuser. This is meant for topical use. All right. So Tri-Ease, I mentioned, dõTERRA came out with these amazing seasonal blend capsules, and they have lemon, peppermint, and lavender, and then they have cornstarch, glycerin, and water and maltitol, because they are in a gel cap. So those are made up of cornstarch, glycerin, carrageen, and maltitol. So it's kind of what makes it up. If you can't take those, you can use lemon, lavender, peppermint. Again, I said if you can't use lavender, add in arborvitae, do 2 drops of each, and put them on each foot. So 2 drops for your left foot, two drops of each for your left, 2 drops of each for your right. Otherwise, doTERRA has a very convenient option for helping with your seasonal needs, which is our try-use soft gels. And there's 60 in the capsules, or 60 in a container. They'll promote clear breathing and healthy respiratory functions. Again, protecting against seasonal and environmental elements, cleansing to the body systems, and then it's calming and balancing effects for internal and external use. So this is for internal. If you're just using your oils, the lemon, lavender, peppermint, or lemon, arborvitae, and peppermint, those you can use topically as well, and not internally, because our arborvitae you can't take internally, but you can use topically. You can also diffuse them. This you can't. So if you're looking for that option in your house, that's where I recommend getting the other oils as well. All right, who is ready for the oil recipes? Do I have some excited people? Let's see, mom's got her hand up. Thanks. All right, so I have a few recipes here for you. Yay, I see some hands. We have natural sunscreen. So this is, I made a big jar. It's sitting in our kitchen. I used it on Monday. We were hiking a lot of the day. We were out and about, and we were in direct sun, and normally I have to reapply every hour. I didn't, so this was amazing. I applied it once, and it worked. I don't think they can hear you. It worked really well. Okay, thanks, Wally. Usually I complain and I need the after sun spray right afterwards. So what you need for your natural sunscreen: half a cup of olive oil. I've heard you can do grapeseed oil. I have not done that. My recipe's always been olive oil. A quarter cup doTERRA fractionated coconut oil, quarter cup of beeswax, 2 tablespoons of zinc oxide, make sure it's non-nano, 1 teaspoon of vitamin E oil, and then 2 tablespoons of shea butter. If you can't use fractionated coconut oil, or you're making it for someone who you know can't use it, you can use almond oil. So I have done that because it is good for the skin as well. And then the vitamin E and the shea butter are great for the skin. So this is going to be very soothing to the skin. You're soothing your skin before it's being exposed to the sun, but then the zinc oxide is a great barrier, and that's where you're getting your SPF, is from the zinc oxide to help protect your skin. Now, adding in helichrysum, it is a 5 ml bottle, but it is amazing for the skin. It's very soothing. You do not want to add citrus oils, because you need to think about the fact that there could be the photosensitivity aspect. So make sure you're not putting citrus bliss, those sort of things in there. You want to make sure you're doing some of those calm oils that are not going to react to the sun. So helichrysum and frankincense are great ones. I typically will do 10 of each, not 12, but 10 of each. If you're halving the batch, you would half your oils as well. So instead of helichrysum, I have done TerraShield in there and arborvitae. So that is what I have done. You can play around with your oils. This is just a suggestion. This is what a lot of people like, because they're wanting to soothe their skin before it is exposed, and really just prime it and prep it, because we need to take care of our skin since it's the largest organ in our bodies. All right, so our after sun spray in a 16-ounce glass spray bottle. Oh, and with the sunscreen, make sure you're putting it in glass, please, okay? Because you're going to be heating up, that's probably what you need to know. You're going to heat up everything except your zinc and your oils in a double boiler method, and you're going to let the beeswax and everything, kind of the shea butter, melt down, become liquid. Then you're going to pour it in your container and you're going to stir in your zinc oxide and your oils, and you're going to let it sit, and it will start changing really quickly and getting hard. But it is one that you want to put any of these when you're using oils into glass, okay? So after sun spray, I don't recommend doing what I did because I can't get it out of the bottle. So this sometimes works, but the picture that you're seeing there works a little bit better. It's got a little bit bigger hole to get it out. I found that what happens with this is my aloe vera gets stuck. If you did aloe vera juice, not the actual aloe vera, which if you could see this, you can see like claw, it's thick. If you had it less thick, like it says, aloe vera juice, that doesn't have chunks to it, you should be fine with this kind of spray top, okay? So making sure it's juice and not straight thick aloe vera is key, depending on the spray bottle you're using. You're adding in some coconut oil there, your vitamin E oil, again, these are soothing your skin, and then you're adding in some lavender, melaleuca, and Roman chamomile. If you can't use lavender or Roman chamomile, add in your peppermint, that'll cool you down a little bit, and your melaleuca, okay? So you'll combine them all into your spray bottle. Make sure you shake before each use because things can separate and settle. All right, we'll get to questions in a little bit. So if you have any, take a note and we'll get to those in a second. All right, a couple more continued recipes. I don't have any fun pictures for you, but here are some ones that I found. I was asked about a beetle spray. So that's on the bottom, but the bug and tick repellent is my go-to. I really like this recipe the most. It is 10 drops of each oil in a 4-ounce glass spray bottle. So like this guy, I think this is actually an 8-ounce, not a 4. I could be wrong. What you're gonna do is you'll fill with water after you add in your oils, and make sure it's distilled or purified water, okay? So you're going to add in your TerraShield, peppermint, arborvitae, lemongrass, and geranium. If you can't do geranium, just up your peppermint and your TerraShield, okay? I sometimes can't do geranium, especially if it ends up on my skin. This is safe for dogs. It is safe to put on children. It is diluted enough that it will be fine. It is something I've sprayed on cushions, I've sprayed outside, and it's been one of my favorite recipes. This will help against your ticks, your mosquitoes, all sorts of bugs, okay? A lot of people, the TerraShield alone doesn't work. This has been kind of my go-to blend because it works really well. It's using some more oils that really help deter those pesky little bugs. All right. For gardening, I was asked earlier for a beetle spray, and this is what I found that many people have mentioned worked really, really well. I don't know what size the squirt bottle was, but if you have the reference of what a Lowe's squirt bottle, make sure you do glass. I think that the one they're referring to is plastic. But what they did was they found this was the best recipe, and they had played around, just did TerraShield and did some research, but certain beetles, this is a great recipe for spraying on your plants, on animals if you need to, because they're getting attacked by bugs, but spraying it around your patios, spraying it on your plants, on the mulch, that sort of thing, this is the recipe for you. So you're going to do 2 cloves of garlic cut in half. So the oils from the garlic are going to infuse into the water as it sits there. 20 drops of TerraShield, 10 drops of cedar wood, and 10 drops of melaleuca, okay? And you're gonna spray it on your plants once a week or after a rainstorm, because some of that will get washed away into the ground, especially if it's a heavy rainstorm. So this will help keep some of those beetles, pesky bugs off of your plants if they're eating your plants and you don't want them to. So that is a trick and tip for you guys. All right. Now we have time for some questions. I probably went quickly, so I can repeat. I'm going to unmute you guys. Or you can unmute yourself. All right, any questions? I went too fast.
Well,
recorded.
I didn't get home till 10 after 8, so I missed some of it.
That's okay. You didn't miss too much. I started late, so. And I did record it, so you can always go back and look at kind of the slides and listen if you need to.
Good. I mean, those recipes at the end, I really love the beetle recipe. I think I was the beetle question.
Yep.
Every year we get Japanese beetles on our rose bushes, and they're surviving, but they're not thriving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is a recipe that I heard was highly recommended, so you have to try it. I have not tried that one yet.
I have plenty of cloves of garlic.
There you go. All right, any other questions? Or if there's ones you use in the summer, share which ones. Oh, Abby.
Sorry, she doesn't like
Whoever's listening to the recording, that is a dog in the background howling at the phone, so we apologize.
That's me.
You were
I
pretty
have a question.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were. But I do have a question for you, Steph.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do the sunscreen this week, or Saturday, and I bought the plastic containers,
Okay.
not the glass. You don't think I can do that?
What kind of plastic? I've just heard horror stories where they poured the hot and they've melted.
Well, I usually let them cool a little first before I pour it in, but
Okay.
I haven't.
You can try it and see.
I've used it. Okay.
What I do is these guys, I get them on Amazon. I buy them on bulk on Amazon, so little mason jars. I think I have the recipe. So I did, yeah, 1/4 cup of olive oil, 2 tablespoons beeswax, 1/2 teaspoon vitamin.
Yeah, it's a little different than what you gave me already. This is different.
That one's different?
This
Okay.
is different.
Yeah, I gave you a couple different recipes. This is the one I like that I've been using and is easier for classes and for just making.
What do you mean by non-nano zinc oxide?
So, I might have it sitting here. So we had a class recently making these exact oils. So hopefully you can see zinc oxide powder. Okay, non-nano is, this one's organic. I got it from Amazon. I did a lot of research, but non-nano means, and uncoated means it's not, what's the word? You guys still there? Sorry, my computer's.
Yep.
Okay. It means the ones that have nano can be more harmful. The other thing about using it, you need to be very careful with using it. Don't breathe it in because it is a type, zinc oxide is a type of metal. It can get into your lungs. The non-nano is healthier for you and better for your skin. So the one I got is cruelty-free, eco-friendly, natural product. It is, like I said, organic. It's non-nano. It's uncoated. It says it's great for do-it-yourself cosmetic uses, and it's the highest grade. So you have to be careful where you're getting it from. People use it for skin rash lotions, diaper rash creams, soaps, acne treatment, and more. Okay. So the other thing is in dõTERRA's baby line that they came out with, it has been said that the diaper rash creams has a zinc oxide in it. and has 25%, which means it has enough zinc oxide that it's equivalent to a 60 SPF sunscreen.
Wow.
So
We can all wear it. Okay.
you could buy that and have it as a travel size so you're not having to carry a glass little container. So if you did buy them and you're like, what am I going to do with this? There's an option for the diaper rash cream. It's great. Like I said, zinc oxide is great for those skin support as well. So it'd be a good soothing one.
I have another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned that some people are sensitive to some of either, like you shouldn't use the citrus or lavender. There's a few that you listed that people can't use for whatever reason, and that there are substitutes. Is there a place that you have a chart where you can substitute?
I don't know if doTERRA does. I haven't seen. I know specifically my mom can't use lavender or floral, but I found that arborvitae, since it's helpful for some of the respiratory like seasonal threats, when you know something about some of those oils, you can go, okay, that's an oil I can sub because I know what properties it has and helps support.
Okay.
That's kind of how I've known. That's a good question. It's something you and I could work on. We could make a chart. That would be fun.
I would love to help you with that.
Perfect.
So far, I'm not experiencing any ill effects from any of them, which is pretty amazing.
Well, my mom's allergic to lavender, so that's why I'm aware of that. And then when I mentioned like coconut oil, we know someone who is allergic to coconut oil, and so I've started to learn what you can sub, partly from what she has tried and used. So, yes, I should start writing some of this down so we have it. It's in my brain right now, but yeah, that's kind of what I've learned. Plus, I know some of these things that almond oil is great for the skin, and I've used it for other recipes for the skin, so that's why I know you could sub it for coconut oil.
Okay.
What else? For the citrus oils, when you mentioned that, I mentioned that because if you're going to be in the sun, any citrus oils what happens is they'll bond the skin. And if they're not diluted properly and you're exposing yourself to the sun, or you easily get sunburnt like I do, you don't want to be using citrus because of the photosensitivity response, and you could have a worse, sunburn and have some bad reactions. So that's why doTERRA tries to say don't use your citrus oils on your skin directly unless you're going to keep your skin covered up. Because if you're going to expose it to the sun, when it bonds to the skin, what it's happening is the sun's going to heat it up, but it's going to like try and pull away and rip with the skin because it's bonded, if that makes sense. That's the best way I can explain it from some videos I watched from a doctor that posted stuff last year around this time talking about that issue.
So what's a good source for beeswax?
I get it from Outpost locally because it's a local grown beeswax and I'm supporting a local farmer. It's a big brick. Otherwise, Amazon. I always make sure it's organic. Amazon, you can do the pellets. If you know local farmers that have it or have them at farmers markets, you can watch the price. But I found the Outpost has a big brick of it. And Wally loves to shave it, so he shaves it and we throw it in a bag. He'll use the cheese grater and it works well.
Okay.
Yeah, good questions. Any others?
I forgot to ask you if you had a recipe for a natural deodorant that is not irritating in the summertime, because when I perspire more, sometimes it's just more irritating for me.
I use the doTERRA.
You use the doTERRA one, Mom?
It doesn't bother me.
Okay. Yeah, doTERRA has a deodorant.
Because I have the same problem with buying stuff. Here's my
I have some recipes. When you come over again, we'll have to go through them.
Okay.
I have several. Mom, I see you're showing me containers.
I am.
They probably will be fine because they're thick enough plastic. There are some plastics out there that are thinner.
It's from God Oil Supplies.
Yeah, that one's probably fine because they usually, that one should be good.
Okay. Either that or they're going to get an 8-ounce jar because that's what I have.
That would be a lot of sunscreen, and it can go bad. So you
Okay.
should do a smaller batch.
Oh, and do you have a preferred source for the larger spray bottles?
Right now, Amazon.
Okay, well, yeah, it's good that, because that's easy enough.
Because I order in bulk. Gotoilsupplies.com
Mhm.
is my other source because I do a kind of rewards. So if you spend, you kind of get points, and then after like getting so many points, you get $5 off your next order, or things like that. You get coupons.
Okay.
Good questions.
Our dollar store carries the spray bottles, the bigger ones.
Nice.
Glass ones?
No, they're plastic, but they're a number 2, which is okay with all.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you have to watch what number it is.
Huh. Okay.
That was in something else that you shared.
Yeah, a while ago I posted something.
Lots of good information. It's going to take a while to digest.
Yeah. I know there's a lot out there, so that's why this is recorded and why I did some slides so that people can see it and go back and take pictures if they need to, or screenshot it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I will stop the recording, and then you guys, if you have any other questions,